Academy Live. I am VO Daddio, and I am accompanied by
And I'm your mom. God damn it.
Momzilla. It's Momzilla. It's Momzilla, VO
Momzilla.
Daddio. God, we're so corny. And and we are voice actors.
We are.
We are. We
We're
had
voiceover
some of
parents.
our names. It is what we're crazy. We're cray cray.
We are. We are.
It is wonderful to be here with you all. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, and tell us where you're from. We have a chat, and I already see. So I switched it around today, so we're back at the, at least for us, we should be able to see everybody who joins, because I already see somebody. There's already a couple people joining, so that means it is working again. If they
Mm,
say hello in the chat,
sweet.
and we should be able to. You should be able to see it, Gabby. So
Okay.
that's
Nice.
really nice.
We're testing. We're trying out some different things, you know.
I know. And you gotta, that's the thing. You gotta go, and you're gonna make mistakes,
Yeah. All
but
right.
it
But you
will
get back up and you
eventually.
try again.
That's right. That's right. So, Momzilla, what are we talking about today?
Let's talk about conferences. Let's talk about conferences. Yeah.
Conferences.
I feel like there was a blip in time where we used to call it conference season for voiceover, and it was
I
like
was
in
just
the
gonna say that.
spring and
Yeah.
early summer. It's gone. It's gone. It's like it's year round now is
Mm.
conference season, which is kind of crazy. And I think, I think a lot of people want to go. They want the experience, but
Yeah.
also conferences are expensive, and everybody's always like, what should I do? Which one should I go to? So I figured we could, set some expectations and help people kind of navigate the scene. Um,
Yes.
there's so many of them now, I don't think there's a right or a wrong in terms of choosing or selecting, which one to go to. I think a lot of that comes down to budget, distance, travel, just
Oh, there's
you.
so much.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And then
So
we have a fun one. We want to that we want to do.
we're thinking about putting something together. Yeah, again, ours is we've done the digital conference thing. Obviously, Anthony, you did that for many, many years.
Yes. Yes.
And now we're talking about putting something together that might be a little more exclusive to the VOJ community, but it would still be a sort of get together, a think tank, whatever you want to call it.
But it's gonna be our style.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be
For
our
sure.
style, and there's nothing wrong with other styles.
Mm-mm.
They
No.
they all have a place, but we got to do it our style,
Yeah.
our way.
Yeah.
So you know,
We're gonna start talking about
cookouts.
that pretty soon, mapping,
I'm having a good old
planning.
time.
So,
Yeah. Anyways,
I've been to so many voiceover conferences, it's scary. Um, oh my gosh, I think my first one was all the way back in 2008.
wow.
And that was like really when they started. I mean, I don't even think there was one prior to that. Um, so the thought is, I think if you're new and you're going to a conference, just understand that you really want to map ahead of time the best you can, you
Hmm.
know, who you want to meet, what sessions you want to take. Um, be reasonable. I see it. Oh gosh, I see conference burnout all the time. I see the people who are like, they start at 7 o'clock in the morning and they go straight through till midnight and they do that for
Oh.
4 days straight. And by the
Whew.
end, like they're just exhausted
Oh yeah.
and probably sick. And it's not good. Like it's not good.
Yeah.
You got to give yourself hang time. You've got to give yourself the opportunity to just be a person and just mingle and not have an agenda.
Hmm.
um, Also understand that a lot of people, a lot of the coaches, a lot of the speakers are going to say the same thing. So you're not going to miss, something that's going to change your life if you're not in a room at a particular time.
Right.
Um, but use it to also, I think, scope out, coaches or people that you might want to learn from after the fact to get a sense for their style and their teaching and what they do and how they do it
Hmm.
so that you're, investing your money more wisely later. Um, Gosh, I think another big thing is the expectation of who you're going to meet.
Mm.
conferences are a chance to hang out with other voice actors and to make friends and to bond. You're not going to get work from conferences
Right.
necessarily. You're not going to meet a lot of connections at a voiceover conference. There might be a few, and I think some of the organizers really try to make sure that there are some casting
Right.
people
Right.
and some
Or some
agents, but
agents and stuff there.
but they get bombarded.
Mm.
And honestly, in a lot of ways, they kind of become a little standoffish because they become so bombarded.
Right.
So really, yeah, you're there to make friends. If you happen to get work out of it, that's a bonus.
Yeah, I
You
I
know?
do I do I do think, I mean, for me, every conference I've ever been to, the biggest, I hate to say it, but the biggest takeaway was relationships,
Yeah.
meeting people, getting
Mm-hmm.
to learn more about, what people are doing, and where they are and who they are, and
Absolutely.
that's which is wonderful. I mean,
It is.
yeah,
It's fun.
yeah.
Every year that I went to certain events, I saw what we lovingly call conference cliques, because there are people that go to the conference every year and
Oh
get
my
to know
gosh.
one another, and they
You know what we
create
should do?
like a
We should
little,
I'm
subgroup, and they
telling
hang out the
okay,
whole
so
weekend.
whenever you do, sorry, we should do this, Gabby.
Oh
We also,
no.
so, and when back to school happens, what happens is they always, like, in a county, they get together all the schools in one place,
Mm,
that's in that school district,
right.
and they all have their own shirts. And we it was funny. We had BOJ, and we all had our own, like, we all had our BOJ shirts.
Oh
And we were all
no.
like
Yeah.
sitting in a section, and we're like, "Woo!" Oh my gosh. People would probably
That
not
would be
like that,
really freaking funny.
but that
Oh
would
my
be
god.
hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Um, that's really funny. There's also a lot of I mean, okay, so I think all the things that we've said so far, those are the benefits. Those are the reasons to go to a conference. Those are the good things.
Right.
The negatives, there can be a lot of pomp and circumstance. If you are not a cheerleader, you're gonna find moments awkward. You're gonna find certain things a little self-serving, because that's part of what a conference does. It hypes up the industry. It's supposed to motivate. It's supposed to hype people up and get them excited. And sometimes it seems a little cheesy and a little much.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
part of the fun. So again, just something to kind of keep in mind.
Mhm.
The organizers spend an obnoxious amount of time patting themselves on the back along with all of the people that it took to make the conference happen. Again, this is
Oh yeah.
this is just normal stuff. There is a bit of a hierarchy in that respect, again, with the organizers, the speakers, and it can become a little like a caste system, in a very weird way. You kind of feel that sense of the hierarchy. Try not to let it get to you. Try to break through that wall as much as you can. They're just
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
And geez, I'm trying to think of what other really good things. Definitely go to the exhibit hall. The exhibit hall, yes, there's going to be a lot of people trying to sell you stuff, but there's also a lot of people with valuable information and more networking that takes place there.
Yes.
Um, make time to go to the bar, even if you're not a drinker. Hang out at the bar. Some
That's
of
the
the
fun.
best
I always,
connections I've ever made.
I think it right. I always think
Mhm.
that, it's the fun parts of these is where you get, I mean, if you like this kind of thing, where you get
Mhm.
stories,
Yeah.
you get what's going on.
Mhm.
I like to think too, when you go to these events too. Remember, you're gonna get a feel for also, in general, how certain people, how the industry looks to certain people,
Yeah.
right? How what like sometimes, depending on who's organized it, who it's done, it might have a theme.
Mhm.
There might be something there. Interesting. I did a different, right. We did a digital conference,
Yep.
and for a few years, I thought it went fantastic. But one thing I did notice too is there's a lot of great information, a lot of great information. But some people also will, like Gabby said, it's self-serving.
Mm,
Sometimes you'll find some people selling their services,
right.
or just saying this is the this is that and that's that, and that's fine. I totally understand that,
Mhm.
but just take that for a grain of salt. You don't have to go to these places and sign up and buy stuff
No,
in order to be successful in the end. That's not
right.
that's I'm not saying they're doing something wrong. I'm just pointing out that you don't have to do that, right? To get the information.
Yeah, everything is optional. I mean, I always say with a conference, like, take it all in. Take it all in first before you like spend more money or do more things, you know? So let's talk about some of the names. VO Atlanta right now is probably the single largest event conference in the industry,
Hmm.
held every year in Atlanta, usually around March, you know, in and around like mid to end of March. The One Voice conference, I believe we were just talking about this. I think it's happening this weekend. I don't even know
Hmm.
where it's happening, to be honest.
Yeah,
Um,
neither one of us are going. I think
no,
someone asked
no.
if we were going to the One Ways.
I
No,
typically don't
unfortunately,
do
we're not.
conferences anymore. Honestly, I'm burned out
Uh,
on them. I've been to so many.
I hate to say this, but when I get the price tag, I'm like the amount of money. I mean, like it gets. Now
Yeah.
that's one thing. I'm not. I don't think. I'm not personally saying they're not worth it.
No.
I'm just saying it's a lot of money. It's a
That
lot of
and
money.
when you've been to 2 or 3,
Right.
you've done it. Like, you
Yeah.
don't really need to, yeah, so for
Right.
somebody like myself, I'm like, "Oh," it's just again, I mean, I've been to dozens. So okay, so Mavo, which is out of the Mid-Atlantic area and very close to Anthony's neck of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
there is That's Voiceover, which is the one-day event that Joan Baker and Rudy Gaskins put on, and it volleys back and forth between LA and New York every year. It's a little bit more of a gala because it's attached to the awards ceremony, and the Sovas, which you know, it's a sort of an outlier as conferences go because it's not quite traditional. Um, oh my goodness. I think Great Before the Brain and One Voice are now sort of combined for that event.
Right. So there's one in. Of course, there's one here, and then there's one in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yep.
They do one in both places.
Yeah. And
So
then Nava has an event that they put on. There's Vocation, which is like a cruise. Um,
cruise. There's also
there's
some audiobook ones. I hate to say I didn't come
Yeah,
prepared with
there's
the names,
industry
but there's some
specific.
specific ones. And then there's ones where you'll hear about that are locked.
Mhm,
That they don't, like it's only a certain amount of people and they don't like
mhm.
no one else can come and then the same people typically have been going for years.
That used to be a very popular model. That was very, very popular back in the day, and it kind of stopped.
Right.
The one event that was known for that, whose name I can't even remember anymore, they did it for, like, I
Well, the
think
one I was
10
the one
years
I was
running.
thinking about was it's the audiobook one where it's like 100 people
Oh, wow.
go and it's always that and you never can get a ticket because it's just the same 100 people that have been going
Jeez.
for years. I think it's up in the northeast and
Jeez.
somebody knows what I'm talking about. But it's this audio, but it's like the top or it's just the people who've been going forever and you can't get a
Wow.
ticket, but it's a big deal in audio. Well, for those people, I
Oh,
guess.
wow.
Only
Um
100 people.
There's another group, they're doing one in September, and it's in New Orleans this year. It's one of the clubs, one of the oh, shoot. Um,
Mm.
I honestly can't remember the name right now.
See, that's why we need to have our own.
Yeah, like, there's so much, there's
Yeah.
so much. And I think what Anthony and I, you know, what we wanna do anyway, is again, something that's a little more family oriented, something that's a
Right.
little bit more of a family type thing.
That's
We
I admit it's hard when you
It
like. I
is.
mean, it's hard to because you really have to put like it is. I'm not saying it's the making it an event is not what's cool about them,
Mhm.
but we want to do something where it's not just all about because like what we were talking about is the building relationships, friendships, learning about each other. I mean, this is our lives,
Mhm.
and not just yes, we want to learn and have a good, but also have fun.
Yeah.
Be a place where you can go do things
Yeah.
together, not
Yeah.
just sit
Bonding.
all
Real
day and talk
true,
about
yeah.
voiceover.
True bonding. Thank you, Patrick. It's WOVO,
Oh,
WOVOCO, WOVOCon is gonna be in September. So yeah, I mean, again, I think that there's so many different reasons as to which one to go and why, but at the end of the day, it really is about getting out of your little box, your booth, meeting people face to face
Yes.
and feeling connected to something,
Hmm.
and the camaraderie that comes with it. And whether that event is digital, whether it's live, I mean, that's the reason you do it. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And I think part of being a part of the VO Journey family, that is the whole thing. I mean, we are very
Yeah.
close, and that's what we love.
Hmm.
And I think so, yeah, because we've talked about all kinds of things like putting something together. Because I have land, and we've talked about having some fun times where we get together. I still have a horse farm.
Hmm.
I'm also next to Busch Gardens. We're also next to Williamsburg, Jamestown, Yorktown. There's beaches here. There's a
Yeah.
lot of fun stuff, and it's not uh, a big city.
No,
So
inexpensive to fly
right,
into,
right.
central for the East Coast. I mean,
And
there's a lot
we
of
have
benefits to the
hotels right next
locale.
to it, like a couple hotels
Yeah.
that are affordable. They're not. I mean, look, I love staying at 4-star hotel, five like anybody else would, but that's like a
Not
super
always
treat if you
necessary.
got a lot of money,
Yeah.
right? I mean, like
Mm.
that's not. So yeah, so just something, yeah, more family, and then some of the stuff we did. I mean, I don't know if if you wanted to bring your family. I mean, there's
Mhm.
that's kind of what we've been talking about because there's really nothing where you can do that.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
Yep.
that was
So
something neat.
we're
Um,
scheming. We're scheming. We're coming up with
yeah,
something.
absolutely. So
Yeah.
questions, thoughts. I know we had some people. So like I said, some people had asked us about some different things. Joyce said
Theo Atlanta.
she went to Violanda, made a lot of
Mhm.
friends, learned a lot that
Mhm.
helped her business, which was the reason why I went there in the first place. But all, she had a blast. That's what it's about, right? That's really
Absolutely.
what it's all about.
Mhm.
Um, Let's see. Professor Trey says, "Has anybody ever made a conference that's up in Minnesota?" I'm not sure.
Not to my knowledge.
I don't
Not to my knowledge.
know.
Keep in mind, a few of the conferences do pick different locations every year, and so they travel around a little bit.
Uh huh.
So it wouldn't surprise me if somebody had done something, maybe Minneapolis. I mean, it's possible, but nothing that's like a regional right event that takes place there consistently.
You two and Miss Angela should
Well,
hold a convention
of
when
course,
we
Miss
do it,
Angela would be a
Angela.
part.
All of yes, it will be all of us because we are
Yeah.
all now a part of the same family.
Yep.
So, absolutely, it would be I mean, hopefully, it would be all of us coaches, all everybody
Hmm.
part of VO Journey, would be a part of this.
Jason, who I believe he said he's in Japan, wants to
Yes,
know where you are, Anthony.
I
Um,
am in Virginia, Virginia.
so you're like what? Explain the area because you're like
So
near
I'm in
northwest or near.
southeastern Virginia.
Okay.
So if like if you've heard of Virginia Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's right. Or you might have heard. I mean, Virginia Beach, of course, is very well known, but like the Outer Banks in North Carolina, right? The Outer Banks, we are right. It's like Virginia Beach is right above that. It's all that
Mm-hmm.
coastline right there, and then I'm just a little bit in from there, up in Gloucester. So I'm in Gloucester, which is right above Yorktown, Yorktown, Jamestown, Williamsburg, which they call the historical triangle
Right.
in its area, and then we're which is only about 40 minutes south of Richmond,
Which is
Virginia,
yeah.
right, which is our capital in Virginia, and so that we're really right around everything. But the great thing is we're right on the water,
Mm-hmm.
as well as there's and we're next to Busch Gardens, been here forever. I mean, it used to be owned by Anheuser Busch, of course, but they had sold it a while back. But it's still that's the Clyde. So during the Super Bowl, and you see those
Clydesdales.
Clydesdale commercials, that's right, we're next to us. They actually
Wow.
have the Clydesdales next to us. We get to go see them, so it's really cool. Yeah, yeah,
Get
their
out of
house is right over there.
town.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's where we are. It's a beautiful place. Now, if you get down to Norfolk and Virginia Beach, those are pretty decently sized cities. They're pretty big, but I don't live in Virginia Beach. Where I'm outside of that. So, um,
Richmond is such a cool town.
and
And
Richmond is
can I tell
amazing.
you,
It's a
I
very
love
art. It's a very art focused town too. Yeah.
So one of my favorite okay, so besides I love the Richmond Clock Tower. If anybody's
Mm.
familiar, the clock tower is gorgeous. And because I've done a lot of driving up the I-95 corridor, I've passed the clock tower like a million times. But there's a really cool attraction if you're a literary dork and a horror fan. Edgar Allan Poe's childhood home slash museum is in Richmond,
Mm.
and you can take a tour, and they have like just some really cool stuff, and I've done that a number of times, and it's fantastic.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well,
Woohoo.
you guys, thank you so much.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
this
my
was a
god, it's already the end of the week.
yes.
Holy
I mean, it's
crap.
already Thursday. We're only
Tomorrow's
Friday. I
looking
mean, it
forward
is
Friday.
August 21st,
Wow.
which is so wild. Because like, and I was saying earlier to some, I was at a meeting before this. We had open house yesterday for my daughter. She's going into the fifth grade.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, and that was really cool. And then my son, of course, he's a senior, so he's going into 12th grade. But um, so it's a lot of it's upon us, right? Everything's in full swing. Anthony, if you think you've made me envious about where you live, I want you to know that you have completely, utterly, you have completely and utterly succeeded. Well, I appreciate
Adorable.
John. John, you're more than welcome to visit anytime. The only thing I will say is that if in a perfect world, the only thing that would make this place better is that there was less heat. It is,
Mm.
because of where we are, and because we are close to the Dismal Swamp as well, and just with things that, this area is notorious for being very humid.
Humid.
So same as North Carolina. I mean, it's just any of the southern states. But yeah. But anyways,
Yeah.
that's why we got the water. Okay. Would an event like we're talking about be as beneficial for brand new voice artists, or more for people who have gotten good start already? Are you talking about like maybe what we're talking about?
Mhm. Yeah, I think
Absolutely.
so.
Like it would
Yeah.
be. I mean, that's absolutely who.
We're all about beginners.
Right.
That's really I mean, that's VOJ's founding platform.
Hmm.
I don't see us getting rid of that anytime soon. I don't see us yeah, that's the hill we die on,
Anything we do
is for
is
beginners.
gonna be for beginners, and
Mhm.
then as a family, we grow together. We have a lot of people who, just because they become a part of our family, we all just stay together and grow beyond that. But yes, but we're always
Yeah.
accepting for beginners and new people.
But that's the wild thing about the way we do things and how it's set up like a school and with the semesters is that you have classes that
Right.
grow up together,
Right.
and then they form their own, sort of subgroups or the class of whatever year,
Right.
and yeah, they maintain really cool friendships.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, it is a great time to be a voice actor, I think, and we're very excited about the future. So, thank you guys for watching. Remember, tomorrow will be an open forum Friday, where you bring your questions. Start today, like write them down. Say like, "Hey, I've got." You could be like, "I don't know what's going on with this DAW," or "I don't know, what,
Oh,
where, you know."
and somebody remind me tomorrow. I'll tell you why I spent my morning shoving marshmallows in my mouth today.
Very
That's a
exciting
fun
stuff.
topic to start off with.
Hey, there we go. Well, on that note, you all have a wonderful rest of your day. We will see you tomorrow. Goodbye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Goodbye. Goodbye.